Hi, I'm author Wesley Allison, and I wanted to talk today about one of my book series, The Sorceress and the Dragon. It's a story told over 10 volumes with some additional material. It's freely downloaded. The first book is The Voyage of the Minotaur. And the story is one set in a world very much like our own Victorian era, or if you're an American like myself, the Gilded Age, the turn of the last century. Only it's a world where magic exists and steam power has yet to be replaced by electricity or gasoline. Our story takes place starting in the United Kingdom of Greater Brecolon, which is a traditional kingdom in the land of Sumer. And our main characters, three siblings, the Deschantain siblings. There's the older brother Terence, the sister Yolante, and their younger brother Augustus. Their family was once a noble family. They're still quite wealthy, but their reputation and name have been destroyed, and their title has been stripped because of actions the previous generation. But they are out to recreate fame and importance and power for their family. And they're going to do this by traveling to a distant continent, the land of Bermesia in Malon, and establishing a colony for Greater Brecolon. Now, Greater Brecolon and its two main rivals, the Kingdom of Mersana and the Kingdom of Fredonia, are setting up colonies around the world. And Brecolon already has one colony in Malon called Malanta, but it's a dusty, dry place. And Yolante decides that they are going to set their colony up in the land of Bermesia, which is on the opposite side of the land of Malon, this vast continent of Malon. So through bribery and extortion, she arranges for the first group of colonists to travel aboard a battleship, the HMS Minotaur, to the colony. And they pack up, and the first novel consists of their journey to the new land aboard the battleship Minotaur and establishing the colony there. As I said, the three Deschantain siblings are major characters at the beginning of the story especially, but continuing all through. And they have all been affected by their past in ways that are different for each one of them. Terence, the oldest, is to outward appearances a swashbuckling, heroic type of character, but actually inside he's a self-loathing drug addict. Yolante seems like a bitch and is in fact a bitch. She has a single goal in mind: to reestablish her family's name and reputation, and nothing is going to get in her way of that, including the lives of anyone and everyone in the colony. And finally, Augustus is a happy-go-lucky guy who doesn't care much about anything except where he's going to get his next drink and what young lady he's going to next seduce. The three of them make the trip with a large group of colonists, including some members of their own household, their former head butler Zia Corlon, and his daughter Ewa, who is Yolante's dressing maid and who grew up with the three Deschantain siblings, are making the journey too. They are members of a minority faith called the Zeri. The dominant faith to which the Deschantains and most other people belong are the Kafirites. And the Zeri face discrimination wherever they are, but in some places like the Kingdom of Fredonia, they face the worst kinds of persecution. So they're along on this journey, and they're no longer the household servants, but they're not quite on the level with the Deschantains either socially, as is the case of a lot of people. The majority of the colonists are those who need to find a new life in the new world, and so they've signed on. The most interesting passengers on the trip perhaps are Zerfina, the sorceress, and her companions. Zerfina is, as I said, a sorceress. There's magic in this world, and it comes in several varieties, but all from one source. Wizards in this world learn to harness magic by using mathematics. And those who are self-taught, hedge wizards, can perform tricks. But those who go to royal academies, of which there are several, the most famous is the Academy Arget, learn to do advanced mathematics and manipulate very powerful magic and become wizards. These are almost always men, because women in higher education face a lot of discrimination. Then there are sorcerers and sorceresses who are able to harness the same magic power, but without bothering to use mathematics. It comes naturally to them. Zerfina is the most powerful of the known sorceresses. So powerful, in fact, the government imprisoned her because she refused to work for them, and they thought she was too powerful. So she has escaped, and she lets it be known that she is available for hire, and the Deschantains need a magic user for the expedition, so they hire her to come along. And she proves very powerful. Along with her is a dragon, a tiny one that she brings in a cage. It's the size of a house cat. Dragons were once common in this world, but they are almost extinct. So this is a big deal that she has a small dragon with her. And also along with her is an orphan girl that she picked up off the street named Senta, who becomes surprisingly important as the story goes along. They journey to Malon. They establish a colony town, Port Deschantain, they name it, and they go about trying to make a life there. It's a land of huge forests, and it is a land filled with dinosaurs. They have to deal immediately with the Tyrannosaurus and herds of iguanodons and herds of triceratops, as well as velociraptors who are constantly getting into the colony's garbage and even attacking lone members of the colony. And there are also the local Aborigines, who are reptilian also. They are the lizard men, or lizzies, as the colonists began to call them. Augustus Deschantain is the primary interpreter with the lizzies, but it's a short time before the lizzies start learning how to speak the Breck language. And in fact, the colonists count on the lizzies for manual labor, for clearing the forest, for building, and for replacing those household servants that now want to work for themselves and starting a new life. So the aristocratic and the rich colonists who arrive start hiring Lizzie butlers and maids and nurses for their children. If you're interested in this story, you can find a couple of chapter readings on my channel here. I invite you to check them out. You can also download the prequel novel, Breckalon. It's a novella length story, and it tells kind of the background of the Deschantain siblings, as well as the background of Zerfina and Senta, and sets up what will happen in the first novel, The Voyage of the Minotaur. Thank you for listening, and you'll find the link to the download in the section below. Thanks very much, and happy reading.